Good evening, everyone. The March 11th meeting of the Renville City Council will now come to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, let's take a look at the agenda for this evening. Any corrections or changes or additions that you want to make? Anything for you, Jordan?
I've got nothing.
Okay, then I will take a motion to adopt.
Move to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to adopt the agenda for this evening. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, no. Motion carried. Okay, let's take a look at the February 25th meeting minutes. Do have the one correction on page 1, down on the bottom where it says Public Works, that should be EDA. If there are no other corrections other than that, I will take a motion to approve.
Move to approve.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the meeting minutes of the February 25th council meeting. Any corrections or additions? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, no. Motion carried. We have no visitors other than the press in the audience this evening. No public hearings. We will start next with the committee reports. Public Works.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Public Works met on March 6th. The first thing we discussed was the property located at 430 North Main, be next to the old laundromat. The committee discussed a survey submitted by Bonema Surveys for the city-owned property located at 430 North Main. The property is approximately 25 feet wide and 75 feet long. The estimated market value for the property is $2,000. The cost of the survey was $1,992.75. The committee recommended that the city council declare the property as surplus land to be sold. We also discussed some city-owned land then also, and discussed possible uses for the additional parcels of city-owned land. 3 parcels were identified. The first one was 200 Colfax Avenue Northeast, and the committee recommended declaring the parcel located at 200 Colfax Avenue Northeast as surplus land to be sold. Parcel B was 410 4th Street Northwest and 420 4th Street Northwest. The property located at 410 and 420 is vacant, but is utilized for snow storage during the winter. Parcel C is located at 113 Highway 6 Southwest. The committee discussed the current use of the land at 113 Highway 6 Southwest. Public Works Director Pete Peterson told the committee that adding a service road through the parcel would improve access to the wastewater treatment plant. The committee also discussed the possibility of utilizing the property for additional purposes such as snow storage, land rental, or possibly a community garden. And the last thing, we had a Public Works Department update. Pete Peterson informed the committee that a 2013 street improvement plan is in the works, and Mayor Jeanette Wordish brought up the possibility of arranging an emergency preparedness training event.
Can you make a motion on the parcel A, should it be allowed to be sold or not?
I suppose we could do that at this time, take it separately.
We could do that.
Do you want each parcel separately, or do you want them all together?
Well,
Well,
we could do that, I would do the first one and then the second 2 together if I were doing it, I think.
yeah, there's just 2 that the committee was recommending.
Recommending that not be sold, but
Yeah, there's four parcels.
Parcel A is the only one that the committee recommended to be sold.
In addition to the one located at 430 North Main.
Which isn't lettered.
The one that's where?
The
Oh, I'm sorry, there are, yes, I was thinking that one.
So there's two that are
Yeah.
surplus, two that
Okay.
we haven't decided are surplus at this point.
Well, I would move that we allow the property located at 430 North Main and also the property located at 200 Colfax Avenue Northeast, which are now city-owned, to be sold.
That was a motion.
I made the motion.
Okay.
Okay, we have a motion to declare 430 North Main and 200 Colfax Avenue Northeast as surplus property and put them up for sale for bids. Was that,
And then second that.
okay. And we have a second on that. Any other discussion or questions concerning that?
I think we need to at least cover our expenses. We can't take something that we just put $1,900, almost $2,000 into surveying it and then turn around and sell it for $10. That would not,
Well,
that would defeat our purpose.
And I would recommend that we do it by soliciting bids and reserve the right to reject any and all bids. I think that covers your concern.
On both the
On
items,
both.
Dennis?
because we actually have more in that Colfax one
Yeah,
than we do
Right.
in the North Main. Okay, so the motion now will include,
No, I didn't include that, but
No.
go ahead with,
Is that okay?
The one on North Main,
that's the one the church wanted to buy.
okay.
It's just attached to the building that they're using.
Right.
Mrs. Schemmel brought that up one night.
And what exactly were they going to, were they
They
gonna?
want to build a education unit, it's just in addition to their building.
Right.
I kinda heard it's more of a daycare center,
Well,
so.
Well, that's not what she told us.
Whatever it shakes out to.
For the kids to be in.
it's a place for the kids during services, basically. is what
and they want
I
to
understand.
utilize the foundation
Yeah, that
area
was-
that's
that
there,
was the
which is not
discussion at the time.
attached to the building itself. So there might be some more discussion on that, but for right now, your motion,
Mine was just
It's
to be
just
able
to
to put them
dispose
up for
of.
sale.
okay, so do you want to do another motion then to include for bids, or,
I guess I have no objection to attaching that to the motion.
Okay.
Nor do I as person who seconded.
okay. So it now reads that we are offering 430 North Main and 200 Colfax Avenue Northeast to be sold on bids.
For the highest bidder with the chance of rejecting.
Yeah,
With-
reserving the right.
Reserving the right to reject any and all bids.
The only thing I question is with the one on North Main, you know, these surveys compared to the property value is right there. Somebody trying to fill in a hole on the main street, I would think that would be beneficial, wouldn't it?
That's why we just have the right to reject all bids.
Right,
Doesn't necessarily
right.
mean we will. I think your point's well taken.
Okay, I will call for the vote. All those in favor say aye,
Aye.
and opposed, no. Motion carried.
And-
Continue on.
Yeah, with the parcel B and parcel C then, like I said, right now they're currently being used for storage, snow storage and stuff in the, yeah, in the winter and time and stuff, so. Otherwise, that pretty much concluded our meeting then.
We did talk about the emergency preparedness training with Ben today, and so he will be working on that a little bit as well. So it's in the plans at some point. So I will take a motion to approve that report.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the Public Works report. Any other comments, corrections, or additions to that? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, no. Motion carried. Okay, we had a HR meeting today, and either Ray or Dennis can take that one.
We met this afternoon, and our initial the primary purpose of to meet with Ben, as we were there to discuss the public safety, especially at school. And Ben has been in contact with the officials from Renville County West, and they're discussing topics about safety at school, and I think this is kind of a priority in all schools and communities right now, especially since the incident last, in November, I believe it was. And so, they're having preliminary discussions and the possibility of implementing some type of school resource officer. And anything from 2 hours a day to whatever, they're still in all the discussion mode. And as far as costs and so forth, there's been maybe a estimation put out of what it would cost per year. They're looking at grants that might be funded by both the federal and the state government and so forth, but they really kind of need approval, Ben does, of the council to continue with these meetings. And so on behalf of our committee, I do move that we allow Ben and Jordan to continue with talks with RCW in furthering this public safety for our students.
I would second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to allow Ben and Jordan to enter into discussions with Renville County West in regard to a public or a safety program for their school. Any other questions or concerns?
A little bit more background for the rest of the council is the school board is the one that initiated this contact with Ben. So it was a school board action to start, to
Okay.
begin conversation.
My only thought on this is this could be a pretty good tax burden,
Could be.
and probably
That's
should
what
be
they're-
put on the November vote if we're gonna do something like this. This is my thought.
Well, I think that they have,
Because I don't think we should throw it onto the tax roll.
that was
Just
not brought up. I think the school was going to look at the funding.
School and then again with grants.
They're looking at sources of funding and they don't even know what it's.
It's
Yeah.
just beginning, and
Mhm.
they
And-
might wanna go through a little trial run and before school's out, just to try it for 3 or 4 weeks to see how it works to have
Yeah.
an officer up there.
They're already putting in these, they're gonna spend a bundle on these automatic door locks or whatever.
Well, that's the school, that's not the
Right,
taxpayer.
I realize that.
Yeah, no, that's their.
And
that's
there's
their
more to
discretion.
this than just having an
Mhm.
officer presence in case of a.
Right.
There's some training
There's some
involved.
training, there's some
Training and-
education for kids,
Certainly.
there's just,
Mhm.
it's
And right
really
now-
kind of a follow-up on what the federal government required 10,
Right.
12 years ago with liaison officers in school.
Right, I was gonna say, I know they've had
Yeah, it's
something like that in the
nothing
past.
totally new here.
Yeah, I know the kids really like that
Yeah.
and stuff.
Ben has also contacted the 2 other towns that are involved, the police officers from those towns, discussing with them how this could work. So, yeah, it's just a
Right.
little
The
past
very
preliminary
beginning.
discussion.
Trial, it's
And
a
I
trial
don't-
period right now.
I don't fault anybody for trying to protect our kids. That's our main resource,
Sure.
It is,
and we need that.
our most important resource.
Correct, correct.
Okay, I will call for the vote. All those in favor say aye,
Aye.
and opposed, no. Motion carried.
And then Jordan wanted us to know that right now, for the next 6 weeks, we will be hiring some temporary help at the community center, and this is due to Larry has had an illness and is unable to work for a while, so we're just doing some temporary work to keep it cleaned up and the bathrooms cleaned and so forth, and we're anticipating he'll be back within 6 weeks.
We haven't hired anyone new. We're just currently using, okay, just to clarify.
Including the city administrator.
Correct.
Yes, and I know.
It wasn't
I know
on his
Jordan's
job
been doing some of
description,
it right
but
now. And then also, the city does not have a credit card, and within the past month or so, we found a couple incidents where it's really cost us money by not having a credit card, and the fact that we needed a part, they would not let us take a check, pick it up, or anything else. We had to have a credit card, and then they would have mailed it to us as a result. We had to send one of our employees on a Saturday, pay a full day's wage to go up to Fargo, North Dakota to get this part, to have it back in case we had another snowstorm, and it was a very important part. And so, the committee is recommending that we have a city, credit card, and Jordan will look into that and give us the particulars of it and so forth. It will be used only for city business.
Is
So-
there the account that everything goes through, is there a way to get a debit card?
Well, we were looking at that, a debit card or a credit card, but we thought the safety of a credit card was maybe better than that of a debit card. But that, again, is what he's going to look into when he looks at a couple, we'd like to do this locally, so he will look into the local institutions that issue those and find out which is the best for us. And then also to have, you know, a balance in checkbook, or check balance, not check balance, but, you know, just to have
Checks and
something,
balances.
someone else checking over what's being done. So, I don't know if we need a motion to have you proceed in looking for that, or do we wait till you come back?
I'll
with-
come back to the
with
HR
information?
committee.
Okay, and that was, we will have another meeting, I think, at the end, well, in April, and we will hear more at the committee, and then we will give our recommendations to the council.
And we've asked to hear more from Ben on his progress.
And from Ben also, yes, he will be back and report on his dealings with the school board and with the administration, and tell us what they kind of decided to set up a little bit.
Okay, thank you for that.
Move to accept the HR committee report.
Thank you.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to accept the HR committee report. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, no. Motion carried. Well, you're up, Jordan.
All right. You may have noticed that our website had a bit of a facelift over the last couple of weeks. That's something that I've been working on. It's taken a little bit of time, but I think it's worth it. It's kind of easier to access now. I'll let you guys make your own opinions on that.
Is it blue?
It's blue.
Oh, okay.
And it was free. It didn't cost us anything. So
Is it linked to the old one?
it's the same link, same everything. It's just a matter of updating the template. So I think we improved quite a bit with what we've got. And I encourage you to take a look at it. Let me know what you think. And that goes to anyone. If you've got a comment, just let me know. The small cities application went in the 28th. It was submitted on time. We won't hear back until the end of May or early June. And the last thing, we've been, upgrading computers, getting new TVs, things like that. We're going to need to get rid of some of the older stuff. So I'm going to kind of compile maybe a list or a listing of old or surplus property that I want to get rid of so that we don't keep clogging up our office with outdated equipment. So I'll bring that back to you guys next meeting or the one after that. So that's all I've got.
Okay.
And just as a matter of point, Jordan did install all the new computers, and Carrie said that it's wonderful.
Oh, they're much faster.
He was complimentary today in the fact that, he did all the work for us, and they're up and going, and she said programs are working really good.
Good.
Plug and play kind of thing?
I had to do a little bit of installing and networking, but it was good to get done. So,
Windows 8,
Windows 7.
7.
Yep.
Okay. I will take a motion to approve Jordan's report.
So moved.
Thank
I'll
you.
second.
All right. We have a motion and a second to approve Jordan's report. Any other discussion? All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, no. Motion carried. On our discussion items, it's a city-owned land. I think we did touch a little bit on that already, so if there is anything else that anyone wants to add to what we've already said, we can do it now.
I didn't anticipate the council taking action on everything today, so I put it on the discussion items. If you guys have any ideas for B or C, that could be discussed at this time. Otherwise, we'll take it back to Public Works.
I think on C, on B, the one that we now currently store snow on. For the foreseeable future, that makes sense to continue that. The other one, until we have a defined layout for where that roadway is to go, I don't think we can act on it.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think it's something we want to keep in mind for later, that, if the road's in the right place, then that's, could be used for snow, and the other one could be surplus. However, the additional cost in hauling the snow that much farther from downtown might be something, that the cost of the land's worth having it. So,
Okay, let's move on to the general fund bills, and I will take a motion to approve those.
I'll move to approve that.
Okay.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve the general fund bills. Any discussion?
I have a question about the phone bills. There's, the library phone is in two parts, the bill is in two parts. One check cut to Chris Barach, and the other one is CenturyLink. Just curious as why
Was
that
one
was.
a purchase
Yep.
of a new phone?
It was a new telephone. Their
It was a new
phone
It
broke.
wasn't a bill.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Telephone for library instead. Telephone for library instead of library telephone.
I looked at that first.
Okay.
What's with the Northwest Third Water Main Peak locate?
They-
$743.
To locate-
That much to find a leak?
Yeah, and that is, they charge us to drive here, they charge us by the hour, and then they charge us for the service. So it's not cheap, but it saves us a lot of work from having to locate it.
Is that the same thing we used for that leak behind the old coffee shop?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I know
Yep,
that
they
wasn't,
brought
that
that
wasn't
in.
cheap.
We
yeah.
didn't pay for that one though.
Where are they from?
I'm not sure.
Oh, that's fine.
I want to say New Ulm.
So use two rods.
Yeah.
Well, Witcher or whatever they call it.
Well, worked. Okay, any other questions? I will take, or call for the vote. All right, all those in favor say aye,
Aye.
and opposed, no. Motion carried. I just have a couple things. I think you had a copy of the invitation to the Renville Health Services in your packages, or in your packets. This is on Saturday.
We
Mark-
didn't get a cordial one like you got, we just got a copy.
She got the real thing.
I get the real thing. 2 to 4, March 16th. Put it on your calendars. It will be nice to see all of you there. And appreciate the invitation. They went all out for that. So the other thing I want to talk about, and Jordan mentioned it a little bit ago too, that he was able to put our council meeting on YouTube and sent it to me in an email, so I was able to watch it. And it is very clear, especially this microphone, but those two were not real clear. So if we were to do that so that people could go online and watch the council meetings, we would have to have something different for the microphones.
And that wouldn't be a live stream, that would just be the day after.
I don't know if there's a need for it, or if people are asking about it, but I know there's not a lot that you get cable anymore, so they do want to hear it or see it. This would be one way to do it.
Were you able to place it onto the website?
I could place a URL to it. I didn't.
Okay.
Because it takes quite a bit of work to upload it, to convert the files. We couldn't have done it with our old computers,
Sure.
so.
So I just wanted to mention that if that's something you want to do sometime, we have to get some different microphones. And I don't know if it's that muffled on cable. If it is, then we would probably need to do something with the microphones anyway. Get a microphone for each person would probably be the best way to do that. I don't know how expensive these things were, but,
If we're going to do that, I think we should ask someone professional what they would recommend.
well, these worked fine for Jordan and I.
I don't understand why,
Yeah, I don't either.
because your voices are more soft than ours are.
I just wonder how many people actually tune in, or how many people,
Well-
we have no
Well, they
way of
can't
knowing,
now.
do we?
We could find out if we did put it on YouTube. We could see the numbers, but without doing it, we wouldn't know.
Right.
And I haven't ever had anybody come in here and want to view it other than the press.
Yeah, I just think it wouldn't pay a lot to put much
Put a
into
lot
it
into
Well,
if there isn't much
But it's,
call for it.
I know there's interest by younger people. I've heard it, by more than certainly one person that they would like to see it, but they don't have cable. And I think we mentioned
Yes,
that
that's the
before.
problem.
And, it's not a bad idea to grow interest. If that opportunity's out there, why not?
2 microphones shouldn't be, or 3 even, shouldn't be very expensive, and these used to work. Maybe they're just old.
Maybe I've kicked this one off the table too many times.
Maybe we are speaking loud
Well-
enough.
That could be.
well,
Maybe
there.
we could just move it
But
in.
the thing is, Jordan probably has the softest voice around the table, and if his is heard,
Loud and clear.
and,
But he's
I don't-
facing south.
oh, well,
That
that,
could
of
have
course.
something to do with it.
You're excused.
Well, how about I continue to evaluate the sound, and if it's there,
I
Maybe
would
maybe we
suggest
could
that.
just try pulling it
Adjust
in
them
like
and
2
see
feet
if
like
that
this.
helps, or.
Yep.
It may do the trick.
Mhm. If that's all it takes, certainly.
Mhm.
It could be the layout of the room too. You two are facing outward, they're facing in, and it's bouncing off the walls, and so that could
Oh,
be a reason why
Mhm.
too.
all right.
Just
It's
how you
much
guys,
shorter this way.
just how you
compared
guys
to-
are sitting.
Is it distorted going this way?
it's not there.
Oh, it's just
Yeah.
silent?
Mhm. Well, it's very soft.
Yeah,
So-
you have to really listen to understand the words and everything,
Mhm.
so.
Or even just a little something that would raise it up a foot
Yep.
and put it more in our line of speech,
Mhm.
I would recommend that you view it or listen tomorrow and see what happened, especially when we're aware of it now.
Because we moved it now.
And we
maybe-
did move it closer. You should be able to see the difference between the beginning and the end if it's gonna make any difference.
Well, we could hear Shane, and he doesn't even have one by him either, so that was another
Could
strange.
be, that's a more sensitive microphone than the rest of them.
That
Could
could
be
very
these-
possibly be.
Buttons here.
Maybe that's what I'm
You
hitting.
might
Yeah.
have a shorter wire too.
It could be.
Well, anyway,
There's gotta be some variables that.
Yeah, well, anyway, I just wanted to let you know about that, so he'll check on that some more, and we'll make that decision down the road. That's all I have. Thank you.
With that, I have a motion to adjourn.
I was second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye, and opposed, no. Motion carried.